President Biden announced a new $30+ billion proposal to help Ukraine today as Congress passed a bill that would make it easier to send weapons to Ukraine and NATO allies. About 2/3 of the Biden request is for military assistance. The rest is for economic and humanitarian aid. As the war rages on, the United Nations Secretary General is on a week of shuttle diplomacy. He met on Tuesday with Russia's President Vladimir Putin, and today in Kyiv, he met President Volodymyr Zelensky, a meeting punctuated by Russian missile strikes. Nick Schifrin again begins our coverage.
All that's left of Ukraine's defense of Mariupol under fire and underground. For those forced to hide for weeks, it is terrifying. This was a makeshift hospital inside their final holdout, the Azovstal steelworks. From a secret location, a Ukrainian commander vowed to fight until the end.
The tactic now is like a medieval siege. We're encircled. They are no longer throwing lots of force to break our defensive line. They're conducting airstrikes.
New satellite images show Putin's apparent plan, not to storm the plant, but to flatten it. Russian-backed separatists control the city's center, where the bodies of Ukrainians they killed lie in stacks. Local officials today warned of outbreaks of disease. And a senior U.S. defense official said today Russian forces are leaving the city as Russia makes, quote, slow progress for their goal, the eastern Donbass. And Russian forces launched new attacks along a strategic frontline highway from Kharkiv to Izium, including Slobozhansk and Donetsk. In nearby Liman, Ukrainian soldiers fear a new ground invasion. The town's already suffered airstrikes that have blown out people's homes. The strikes continue. Elena marks civilian on her fence, hoping it saves her.
There is no electricity. We live in the basement and cook food over campfire. We don't have a place to go.
Nearby, a strike hit a railway warehouse. It's part of Russia's campaign to target the delivery of Western weapons.
Every day, the Ukrainians...
Today, President Biden pressed Congress to deliver Ukraine more weapons.
So we need to contribute arms, funding, ammunition, and the economic support to make their courage and sacrifice have purpose so they can continue this fight and do what they're doing.
The $33 billion is more than 5 times Ukraine's annual military budget and would include $20.4 billion in weapons, $8.5 billion in economic assistance, and $3 billion in humanitarian assistance.
Russia continues assault as yielding immense human cost. We've seen them leave behind horrifying evidence of their atrocities and war crimes.
And that is what UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres witnessed today. He toured Bordianka and Bucha, what he called the epicenter of unbearable heartbreak and pain, and envisioned his own family as victims of terror.
What I feel, I imagine my family in one of those houses that is now destroyed and black. I see my granddaughters running away in panic. Part of the family eventually killed. So the war is an absurdity in the 21st century.
Guterres walked through the secure middle of Kyiv to meet President Volodymyr Zelensky and pledged more UN assistance. As they met, multiple missiles struck a residential building in central Kyiv and blew out windows across a city block. Guterres warned that by the end of the year, 25 million Ukrainians, more than half the country, would be in need of humanitarian assistance.